Yeah. Yeah. Ball on you. Don't chill for real. Yeah, yeah. Laying low, turn on the big show. What's the blend? Uncle Sonny on the mic, news like a whirlwind. Yeah. Current events got the streets all wildin'.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome back to the Uncle Sonny Bigz Show, Season 2. Tonight we have a special guest, Mr. Thomas C. Utley. We switching gears tonight. Normally it's about business. Normally it's about different things. But tonight we getting back to the heart of the program. We getting into personal testimonies and life experiences. Thomas, welcome to the Uncle Sonny Bigz Show.
Appreciate it. Thank you for having me. Appreciate that.
I appreciate you reaching out to me and wanted to come on to the show and talk about your personal life and things that you went to so you can share with someone else.
Exactly.
I want to start the show off, man, with just a few things, man. I just, sometimes when it hits you, you just got to go with it, you know.
Yeah.
So tonight, you know,
All right.
I just want to I want you to tell the people a little bit about yourself without going too deep into your testimony.
I got you. Yeah. Well, my name is Thomas, Cordell Utley. I was born in Round Rapids Hospital. I grew up in the Littleton area. Like I said, my name is Cordell. My name is Cordell, but my brother called me Cordell when he was 4 years old. He couldn't pronounce Cordell, so he said, "Hey, Cordell." And it just stuck with me. So I go by Cordell now.
Hey, look, you see how it's programmed in you not to say Cordell?
Yeah, Cordell. When I got grown, people said, "My name is Thomas Cordell." I said, "Who is Cordell?" I said, "That's me." They said, "No, you Cordell."
Cordell.
So
hey, Cordell, come here, man.
Somebody changed my name to officially Cordell. But yeah, that's what family friends call me is Cordell. So, I grew up in the Littleton area. My mom divorced my biological father when I was 3 years old. My stepfather came into my life, Pastor Nathaniel Bunn. And he wasn't a pastor at the time, though, but he was Nathaniel Bunn at the time. But I called him Mr. Bunn. And he moved us out there to Hollister, where he came from California to save his parents' farm. So he moved back home with his parents, and he stayed there farm. And I grew up on a farm like in Hollister, North Carolina. I don't know if you know a thing about Hollister, but
I know just a little about Hollister because I used to go to this thing that they had up there. I can't. All I know is all these cars be up and down the highway,
okay.
And I'm seeing people getting out, going down this little path, but I'm seeing lights in the back, right?
Yeah.
And once you get through the path, it opens up, and I see Budweiser trucks, DJs. It's called
the powwow.
That's it. The powwow.
That's exactly what it is. A big powwow.
They need to bring that back. No, they don't. No, they don't.
Yeah, but Hollis area, so the Medoc area, Marinewood, things of that nature, and I ended up graduating from Northwest in '94. I was into sports real bad. I was like in that basketball, track was my two favorites. And ended up going to school at UNC Chapel Hill.
Okay.
Tar Heels.
Go UNC.
Yeah,
He ain't a Duke.
That's how it was when I grew up. It went up with Carolina or Duke or State. I was like, nah, I'm going to Carolina.
Now, what made you decide to go to Carolina?
I was a big fan. I was a big fan of that basketball program. I actually was offered a full scholarship to Wesleyan University here in Rocky Mount. Yeah, to play basketball. I was like,
what position?
I was guard. I was two guard. And
I know damn well you didn't have the green light. You had a green light.
I had a green light. I was more defensive. I'm more a defensive guy. I was like Scottie Pippen, Dennis Rodman rebound. I wasn't to that Michael Jordan just scoring and nothing like that.
But the two got the green light. The two get to shoot in the time he want to.
The two is usually, but I can put Eastman Championship against the Eastman Championship against Wilmar Davey. I dropped about 27 points on, so I can shoot now when it's forced. Yeah, when need me, I shoot. But I was more, first of all, defense to stop the best player on their team. But if I need to score, I can pull up on you now. So I had an offer of scholarship to go to Wesleyan. Hindsight, I probably should have took it because when I went to Chapel Hill, it was just too much for me. So it was too much. I was in the dorm, thousands of people in one dorm, co-ed. Oh my!
Trouble.
And I was like to say I left the Lord. You know, the Lord was I grew to church all my life. You know, then I went to college and got caught up. You know, I got caught up.
You know the good thing about it?
What's that, son?
You may have left the Lord, right?
Yeah.
But the Lord didn't leave you.
Hey, there.
Hey, let me tell you something, man.
That's
Let me tell you something, man.
That's it.
Once I realized God, when you believe in God, man, y'all, this me. He gonna always be with you. He gonna let you do the dumbest thing ever sometime. Yeah. And you can hear it. Yeah. You literally can hear him say, don't do that, dog. Don't do that. You can hear it.
Yeah, it's the two
That's
things.
subconscious.
It's subconscious. You heard the people had the two angels, the demon on one side, the angels.
Boy, I was battling like hell. Hey, look, man, I had my man
all day long. What? Go for it. Don't do it.
Hey, and the devil said, man, shit, you'll be all right. Just go ahead on. It ain't gonna be long. Go on, get that out the way.
Yeah, that's what it was.
And God say, I bet you won't do that again. Now, I want to ask you a question, right? Your name, your last name.
Utley.
That's unique.
Yes, I researched it.
Where origin? I'm saying I don't want you to go too far back.
It went to
Is it Caribbean?
No, it's not Caribbean. It's actually Jewish. Some Jewish up in somewhere up in the Utts and the Utleys. There was wood people.
Okay.
I want to say when I researched it came out of like the Ireland, Scotland, somewhere around there. Yeah, it goes way back to some Jewish histories. My father's side, biological father's side, you know, has some, you know, the European, you know, it was white European in my bloodline. So
okay.
And that was really rough growing up as a kid because I was the light skinned kid growing up.
Woo! In the early 80s.
Oh yeah.
She covered the barge in the building.
White boy, and you know, I was
for real, man. You were that light.
Oh yeah. That was like, and then when I went to house, I'm the dog that stayed in the classroom, so it went from the white boy to the N word.
Darky.
Yeah, darky, N, nigga. So yeah, I had it rough.
They didn't call you that. Not in Hollister, man. Don't put it on Hollister.
Come on, Native Americans. You know, Native Americans, you know, they not saying they were real racist, but it was some of them that had that attitude, you know.
Right.
The dog that stayed in the classroom, so
that,
you know.
That probably messed you up as a kid.
Man. So I ain't know if I was dark or white. I ain't know what I was, you know. So it was rough.
Confused.
Then my last name says Utley, so it went from Utley to ugly. So you know, it was
I know
rough.
You lied. It went from Utley to ugly.
Yeah, so you know, I didn't really like my last name too. I didn't embrace it until I got grown. Actually, it was different. It was unique. People, I never heard that name before, so I started embracing the difference. But when you grow up as a kid, you want to be accepted by everybody. You want to be, you know, you want to be the norm. You don't want to be outside the norm. So it was another rough part of my childhood. But you know, I'm glad. I'm proud of my name. I'm proud of my
that's good, man. Cause I want to change my last name.
What's your last name?
I ain't going there. It's Sonny Bigz for everyone. Now, man, I always tell people, right, I'm proud of the family that I was born into.
Okay.
And when I say that, like, I wholeheartedly, genuinely proud. I'm proud God gave me my mother and my father.
That's it.
Because I had a chance to see both sides of the world. When I say both sides of the world, I seen country living.
Okay.
I seen trailer park living.
Okay.
I seen suburban living. And I seen inner hood living simultaneously.
Whoa. That's deep.
Imagine living in a trailer park, getting up every morning, 6 o'clock, to come to the city to catch a bus to go to city schools.
I see what you're saying. So you were seeing all that in one phase,
all
phases of life.
Right,
You seen all right there,
right
day.
there.
Wow.
Right there, right on the spot. It's like real time.
I'm in the country. I ain't see city. When I was going to McDonald's, it was a blessing. You know, go to Hardee's or see Hardee's, it was a blessing. So that's once a week, probably once a month, actually, probably. You know.
See the flip side. Daddy family.
Okay.
Country. I seen them chasing hogs, ringing chickens.
Yeah. Cook your own. What
you call it, the chitlin with the sticks? You're washing out the chitlins.
Big guts. Yeah.
You ever got hit with some red clay dirt?
Oh man, come on, Warren County.
God almighty, no.
Hey, that's gonna hurt, right?
cousin around here. You know, I had one cousin. Yeah, he was spoiled, right? Like he the country cousin that's spoiled.
Okay.
Yeah, he know who I'm talking about because he was on the show, and I'm his test dummy. He got go-karts, motorcycles.
Oh, yeah. Oh, he got all
we
that.
jumping ramps.
Yeah.
Get on the back, cuz.
Yeah, test.
Yeah.
I got you. I've been there.
But with that, you being a guy from the countryside of town, right?
Mm-hmm.
I could say the countryside of town.
Country.
Going from the countryside of town, then going to Chapel Hill.
Early 90s.
Man, that was a culture shock.
Yeah, it was. It really was. You know, you went to a basketball game and Tish all in the trees and Franklin Street, it just flooded with hundreds and hundreds of people, half of them naked. You know, it was.
You had good hat to it.
I ain't never seen nothing like that.
Yeah, good hat in.
You can have it. Little waves on there. You know?
I got and if you been in Chapel Hill, right? You had to sit back and analyze that thing. I bet you sat in your dorm room and just figured this out. You know, once you said, God, please forgive me for what I'm about to do. Yeah. I bet you just said, you took it all in.
Yeah.
You didn't run long. I can look and I can tell you the type of person. You didn't run long. You might have ran 2 to 3 years. I'm going to say this, and I don't know you like that.
Yeah, okay.
You probably ran from your freshman year to your junior year, and you said, this ain't right. Let me get back to where I am. Now, how many years am I off?
You off a little bit. You off because my sophomore year, I had to do a medical discharge. So
okay.
So I ended up leaving I ended up leaving Chapel Hill, going into the military, and then it's it get deeper. The rabbit hole gets deep.
Okay,
the rabbit hole gets deep.
Okay.
The rabbit hole gets deep.
Okay.
Like
okay.
That. So
like, what was some of your motivations? Right. I know you said you stayed in a little small town.
Yeah,
right?
in a small town. Yeah.
When you every day you got up, went to school, came home. For me, it was always sports.
Okay.
I always see myself going to the NFL.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it's like I had to train myself because my daddy was disabled.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? He couldn't get out there, do no push-ups, run no laps, no that.
So
but
that's self-motivation for real.
yeah, I always been a self-motivator. I could put the battery in my own back.
I got you.
But at the end of the day, right, when you made that selfish conscience, when you made that decision that you was leaving and you was going to college, when did you know you had to get away and make better?
What really got me is just the statistics going to school, and they was talking about Halifax County. They said North Carolina was last in the state for its education. Then they said Halifax County was last in North Carolina education. So it was like I was at the school where I'm gonna say dumbest in the world, but it was real low. You know, when North Carolina, I'm talking about test scores. North Carolina was the bottom of the test scores. Halifax County was at the bottom of North Carolina. So I was like, I have to improve myself. So I did a lot of reading growing up. I don't remember, a thing about encyclopedias.
Reading is fundamental.
Yeah, I did a lot of watching TV, educational programs, and watching a lot of TV and reading encyclopedias. My mom bought us a encyclopedia book, and I just went through it, just reading, always reading, you know. And I was into sports real good in Tevin, you know. I had an offer scholarship to Wesleyan University, a basketball scholarship. I didn't take it. I went to Chapel Hill instead because I wanted to play basketball for the Tar Heels. You know, that was everybody in the world wanted to play basketball for Dean Smith during that time. I didn't ever try for the basketball team, but I did try for the track team. I had a better chance playing track than trying to compete with Rasheed Wise and Jerry Stackhouse. So I said, let me run this track, you know, because in high school I went to the States in track, so in the 200. I did pretty well. At the last day of tryouts, I ended up pulling my hamstring, and the coach said, if you had a scholarship, you know, I can bring you on, but since you're trying to walk on, I really nothing can do. But let's try it next year. So, you know, it broke my spirits, but at least I know I compete on a college level. I was really good. I held my ground. Just pulled a hamstring, old high school injury. They caught it with me, so I guess it wasn't God's plan. So I accepted that, you know. Yeah,
that's all right there, man.
Yeah,
what some of your challenges that you worked on to overcome to get you where you are today?
Okay.
What were some of those?
Some challenges I went through in life. I had got sick one time. Depression came upon my life at one point. I did a little stunt in the prison system, the penal system in my life.
Okay.
What else? I did boot camp, Marine Corps. I had some big challenges in my life. I don't know anything about the Marines, and they kind of crazy. I don't know anything about Marine Corps, but to graduate from the Marine Corps is an honor. Just to even get off the island, Paris Island. So I've been through some places. He's shaking his head like, yeah, Marines. Yeah, I've been through some places, Sonny, and what I did to overcome them was just my belief in God. Because I grew up in church all my life, and I knew I had to fall back on something that was greater than myself, because I kept making the same decisions over and over again, and it's called insanity. I got to that point where I actually had lost my mind. So, but I came back strong with the help of my wife, with the help of my family, and what motivates me is just giving God his due praise. If I do that every day, there's no way I can be depressed. There's no way I can feel down on myself or feel bad about my things I did in the past. If I just give God his due diligence, everything else gonna fall in place. So that would motivate me, though. That really would motivate me.
That what you just said always ties into what I tell a lot of people.
Okay.
I always tell people sometimes, in your case, you're focusing on God, right?
Yes.
So I say this right here to a lot of people a lot of times. Focus on the journey, because the destination is already there.
I like that.
You know what I'm saying? Because in your case, man, from what I've gathered and what you've been speaking to me about since we started this interview, the center of your life is God.
Yeah, you can say that.
From college, from military, from the penal system.
Yeah.
And you're here today.
Yes.
And you are still speaking about God.
Yeah.
So your calling might be more than just beating on drums, man. You ever thought about that? You said your stepfather was a pastor, right?
Yes. I ended up doing prison ministry a couple of years of my life before COVID hit.
Okay.
I was doing prison ministry because that was a big part of my life. When I was doing my little stunt behind the bars, is that men and women used to come in and just talk to us free without charging, telling us that's about Jesus and what things he did for us, and just seeing that coming in without charging. A lot of people you see get a bad rap ministers these days about, you pay your tithes, you do this and do this, and they were doing this free. And a lot of them was trying for many miles to come to speak to guys, and I said I want to do that when I get out. So when I got out, the first thing I did, I connected with a prison ministry.
That's part of tithing when they were doing, right?
Follow who?
That was part of tithing.
I didn't know that at the time.
Tithing comes in. It goes in many forms.
Yes. Not just monetary.
Not just monetary.
Your time. Yeah.
Your time.
I got you.
So they could have been tithing that way.
It could have been, but there was genuinely, like, you can say there was genuine doing it. So when that was dedicated to what they was doing every Thursday or every Sunday, they did, rain, snow, or shine.
So you actually started doing prison ministry?
Yeah, actually doing prison ministry, yes.
You still do it?
No, I don't do it no longer, but after COVID came, I tried to get back into it, but it's so crowded now. Everybody is really doing it, and I need to, though. I really need to. Don't
let the devil block what God built for you.
You're right. But yeah, I'm gonna definitely get back into it. That was confirmation what you just said.
Confirmation, man.
Confirmation. Because I felt so good just going to talking to the guys about real life issues.
See what I mean?
People don't realize that once you get out, when you got an F on your chest, that you got a lot of obstacles. You can get all the education, all the degrees, and all the trades you get, but as soon as you put that thing on that application, it goes out the door, bro.
They don't care what you look like. They don't care how many degrees you got. Yeah. They don't care if your daddy was the governor. Yeah. They see that right there. You look like the scum of the earth to them.
Yes. I actually one job, not too long ago, I was trying out to get out there, and the lady who I trained, she was a manager out there. Under my leadership at QVC, I ain't calling no names, but I was at QVC, and I trained her how to do inventory control. So when I went to apply for this company, she would have made manager. And she was like, "This is a guy I was telling who taught me how to do this." She had redid the whole inventory, the system, everything that at QVC had taught us how to do. And as I was going through the process of being hired, they did the background check. That's like, man, we really like you. We really understand what you're going through. We really like you, but our company policy is that we don't hire people with felons. And they try everything in the world to get me through the door, but the bottom line was like, they couldn't do it because
it must have been
policy.
a federal job, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't a federal. It was a regular job. Regular job that sold lamps.
They bullshitting. They bullshitting. Because I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to tell you what they could have done for you.
What could have done?
My partner was like that. They could have took your situation. They could have got paid off you because they got grants for people that are being convicted of felons, and they'll put that down and they'll get a kickback because in companies and corporations you got to hire so many people. And it all depends on where you at. You know what I mean? Because I had a partner like that, man. Every interview he'll tell, hey, before we start this interview, let me tell you XYZ, XYZ, XYZ.
That company probably knew they could get a kickback. They all know. But like I said, where you at, South, North Carolina, that's the powers to be. That's all I have to say. The powers to be.
And then sometimes, man, there could have been a blessing in disguise.
Oh, it was. It really was. It really was.
Because sometimes when I seen a lot of people around me that had the F on their chest, and they're doing great.
Yeah. It makes you sharper.
What?
You really dig deep. Like, what can I do? I gotta pay this bill.
Yeah. They go. It makes them go harder.
Yes.
Because now people looking at them in a certain light, but then when you got to go to their house and you got to fix their AC unit, or you got to wire their house up, or you got to do certain things, because now you're the boss.
I got the skill. I got the trade.
Got the trades.
Yeah.
It don't stop. One monkey don't stop no show.
Exactly. Yeah.
Now, if you got about 13 of them things on your record, man, just gonna give up. Don't even mess with nobody. But you may
just gonna lay it down.
Lay it on down, dog. You might be gonna cut grass or do something because that's habitual.
Yeah, it was that one company. I'm gonna call his name out in Tarboro. I tried for this company. Listen now, Sonny. This case is 20 years old. What I did was like 20 years old, 20 plus years old, and they got a lot of people out there at the company I know probably the same charge I had, and they told me they can't hire me because of that felony. And I was like, 1999, it's 2000, So they actually did not hire me because of my background. They pulled me in, told me I was going for like a manager position, like a high position, And I was like, sir, we can't do this. We love your credentials, we love you, but that felony you did in '99, we can't hire you.
Know what you hit him with?
What?
Why?
I mean, this has been done so many times. It didn't faze me. I said thank you. I was like, thank you. I really appreciate the time. Hey, gave them credentials and everything. Thank you. Hey, y'all keep it going. I'm gonna do what I have to do to feed my family. And but it made me sharp because then I got my own little business. Me and my wife.
There we go. I knew it was gonna come out.
I got my entrepreneur.
Look, when you said you had that thing, you had that Superman, that elf on your chest. I said, well, he done created something. There ain't no way in the hell you're gonna be around here struggling like this without creating something. Yeah. Let's talk about what you done created, man.
What I done created, son, is something that's part of my testimony about my life. It's my well-being, who I am today. Like I said, I was at Carolina doing well. Even though I was partying like a rock star, I had good grades. My first year, I made 3.0.
Okay.
Yeah. My sophomore year at Carolina, I was doing well. I was still in the 3.0 range. My parents would visit out there. They had a dinner for all the people who was doing good in school.
Okay.
And but it came to a point one day that only ever been in your life where everything is coming so easy for you. It was just, man, I was a Kappa Alpha Psi. I was a pole mark of my fraternity out there. No, hold on, excuse me. I was gonna join the Kappas because they was watching me.
Okay.
All right, and
then the pretty boy.
That's the pretty boy.
I'm gonna say, you want that shimmy.
And I was gonna do that at Carolina.
Okay.
And it was just too easy. everything was just coming too easy for me. I was like, this ain't right. This ain't right. And I became depressed because I don't know. I became really depressed.
Because it came too easy?
It came too easy. Everything was coming too easy. You know, I walked down the street and girls throwing themselves like I'm a movie star. You know, I don't know if you seen how they go the movie stars, how they be going crazy and depressed. They got the whole world in their hand, but still they get depressed. You know, you be asking yourself, how can you have everything in the world at your disposal, but yet you get depressed?
Man, hey, look, man, I wish I had that type of shit going on. hey, I would have soaked all that up.
It's not worth it, son.
No, what I'm saying to you is like, to have it like that,
yeah,
you supposed to keep your eyes on God, like you said, right?
Yeah, right.
See, that could have been a blessing in disguise in some type of way. You know, I'm just...
it was for bad, though.
That was the devil one. That was the devil.
Like the Bible, people understand, the devil offered Jesus this world. He wasn't playing. When he said, if you bow down and worship me, I offer you all these riches and the kingdoms and the earth. He was not playing. He gave Jesus everything that he wanted. He just wanted him to worship him, though. And that's what I was doing. I was actually, you know, not physically, but I was worshiping the devil in a sense of doing the things of the world, of the flesh. Worldly pleasure. And he was giving it to me like, hey, you want this? You want this? And I just got sick and tired of partying. I got sick and tired of just drinking, sick and tired of a lot of stuff. And it wasn't worth it, son.
Yeah.
And I got depressed because I was going against the grain where I grew up.
What you grew up
See
with.
What I'm saying? I know this wasn't right. Come on.
Yeah, you know it.
Yeah.
He was steady talking to you the whole while. He was looking at you like, yeah, you about to mess up again. One more.
Yeah, but I got depressed because I was going against my foundation where I grew up in. And I became clinically depressed where I had to actually withdraw from Carolina medically. And that was a sad day. That was a really sad day.
Right.
I ended up in an institution for a couple of months. I think about 6 months actually.
Oh, so you went down.
I was down. It's not the depression where I'm just sad. This is clinically depression where I'm not smiling, I'm not eating, I'm not doing nothing. I'm just.
What triggered it, you think?
I don't know. To this day, I just think when you just get sick or tired of just doing wrong and you know it's wrong, you know, your body just like it shuts down. I wasn't happy. I wasn't doing the things that I like to do.
Oh.
You know, I was doing things that, you know, everybody else want me to do. You know, I wasn't doing the things to please myself. How can I say this? I was doing things to make other people happy than to please myself.
Right.
You know, say, you know, you and your friends go out, you know, you probably want to watch the basketball game. So let's go out to the club tonight, you know, let's hang out for a couple hours. I can watch the game, or I can go to the club and, you know, do what they want to do instead of doing what I was. That's when I was going to my room.
You was a people pleaser.
Yeah, there you go. I really couldn't say no.
Shit.
I couldn't say no, you know. So that's why I was trying to impress people, trying to dress like them, you know, trying to assimilate. I was trying to assimilate. You know, I know I'm from the country. These guys from New York, all over the world.
I knew it. I knew some New York shit was in there.
You know NYC had to be there. So yeah, NYC and
the fashion
DC.
Mecca.
Oh, man.
DC.
Oh, DC cats. Oh, you know, you got guys from all over the
all
world.
Over the world.
Yeah.
They done gave you. What was your nickname? What was your nickname? They gave you a nickname. It wasn't no damn Cardell neither.
I ain't gonna get into that. This children might be watching this program. No, but I was out there. And I got depressed, clinically depressed for 6 months. And then one day I was so depressed, and I was watching a TV program, and this Marine Corps commercial came on. Oh, there was in the dress blues with the sword. You know, I was like, if you want to make us proud, become one of us, a few good men at the time. They were saying a few good men. I said, that's what I wanted to do. I didn't know Marines what they was. I just seen that commercial, like the discipline, the training, you know, the uniforms, the neatness.
You picked the Marines.
I picked the Marines. Everybody was like, what? And my uncle was my dad, my stepfather, I call him my dad. He was an Army man himself. He did Vietnam and all that. I said, I'm going to Marines. He said, you want to go to Marines? He whatever I did, like your dad, whatever I wanted to do, he was there for me. You want to do that? Go ahead and do it, son. Go ahead and do it. I said, I'm going to do Marine Corps. So I went to boot camp. Now this is I'm kind of depressed still, but I want to do this transition. So when I'm depressed, I'm not exercising, I'm not eating right. So I'm about 100. And I went from 160. I'm about 230 pounds at this time. This is the most weight I ever had in my life. And I said I want to join the Marine Corps, not knowing that you got to be physically fit. You got to have all this, you got to be, physically fit to be a Marine. So anyway, I'm joining the Marine Corps about 40, 60 pounds overweight. And I get there, and I had no strength. I couldn't hardly do push-ups. I couldn't hardly do sit-ups. Even though I wasn't a big person, but they labeled me as a fat body in the Marine Corps. That means I couldn't eat no ice cream. I couldn't eat no snacks. I couldn't do nothing but do push-ups and sit-ups. But by the time I left Paris Island, I was outrunning some of the gunning sergeants there. I was racing them like 3 miles. We racing, not running. We racing with 3 miles. So I got in my tip-top shape, and I felt good about myself.
It bounced you back.
It bounced me back. It bounced me back. So I did that about 2 years. And I have a couple of hernias. The boot camp, it was rough. Anybody know about the military? I had some hernias going on, doing them sit-ups, thousands and hundreds of push-ups, and running and fighting and boxing and stuff. So I had some hernias. I ended up coming out of the Marine Corps.
So it was college, Marine Corps.
Now we're going back to college in Wilmington. See, when I was stationed in Jacksonville, North Carolina, I used to party a little bit in Wilmington, UNC Wilmington. So I ended up going to UNC Wilmington. And that's when I joined the fraternity of the Kappa Alpha Psi in Wilmington. And I became the pole mark out there. Pole mark meaning the president of the Kappa Alpha Psi at that undergrad at that time.
The Shimmy crew.
Yeah, Pretty Boy Floyd.
Shimmy.
So yeah, so once again, I had slowed down, but I was still out there a little bit. Okay. The Kappas, we having our parties, we doing our thing, and once again, he offered me the world, and I took it. He offered me the world, and I took it. And I looked out the window one day. I said something ain't right. I said, there's no way in the world I should be doing the things that I'm doing from a little town like Littleton. I just said something's not right in this picture. Yeah, I actually said, I'm talking to myself. I'm looking out the window and said something's not right. I said, this is just too easy.
You still can't believe who you are.
Yeah, I still can't believe who I am at this point where, people, I just snapping fingers and things are happening,
Magnet man.
I don't know. And I became depressed again. Wow.
You can't handle the spotlight.
No, it's not that.
You mean to tell me every time everything in the palm of your hands, right?
Yes.
I'm talking about everything is right there.
Yes.
You fall.
I fall down.
You fall.
I fall down. It's not because I can't handle success. It's I can't handle the way I'm doing it. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying now?
Okay. Now it makes sense because now
I'm doing it.
You need God.
I got a conscience.
There you go. You need God.
Some people has no conscience. You
need God 24/7. That's
why I go to church. That's why I go. Yeah, that's what
and you said that earlier.
I need to go to church every Sunday.
That's your fire.
That's my fire. Because if I stay away from the fire, the coals it get cold, and I get cold fast.
Yeah, you got some ministry on your way, Jack. You might well go and get ready. Don't keep running from it, man. I'm gonna tell you like that.
Can't be Jonah
if you running from the party, let me tell you something, man.
Talk to me.
I'm break this on down. If you running from the party, right?
Yeah.
You running from the lights. Mm-hmm. That ain't nothing but God saying, "Speak for me." Yeah. You said you go to depression when everything is at the. If everything was at the drop of my hands right there, boy, I'd be diddy bopping all through here every day. But
it ain't crack. It seems fun at the time, but back then it seems fun. But right now, nah. So I'm gonna keep going. Get the rabbit hole gets a little deeper. So as I say this story, I said this is not right. This is just too easy. I got depressed again, but this time, this depression went more to like a chemical imbalance. It went beyond just being depressed. It went to a whole nother level. Like, I don't know if you ever read in the Bible when it says that when you try to clean up the house, 7 worse demons will get into you because there's nothing there to replace what you did. You clean your house up, but you didn't put Jesus in the forefront.
Okay.
So they said the Bible says 7 worse demons will come into you once you do that. And that's exactly what happened to me. I believe I got not the possessed, but something happened to me where it went from depression to a whole nother level of depression. Yeah, it messed me up. It really messed me up. And to the point where a life was taken. Yeah, and I did some time behind it. Yeah. So that's why you can't play with the devil. You can't play with the devil. The devil comes to kill, steal, and destroy. And it almost destroyed me. I had suicidal thoughts. It was there. I was there at suicide where I had no reason to live no more. Had no more reason to live. And
But you turned to who?
God saved me. Literally, I heard a voice at the point where it was all over with. Where I told myself that this is it. I might as well take my life and end it. I had nothing to live for. And God, He didn't speak audibly, but I heard something that said, "This is what they want." And when I heard this is what they want, I realized then that the enemy had wanted me to take my own life to just he wanted to destroy me. That was the whole purpose of everything. This is what they want. This is what him and his whole flock of demons, or whatever you want to say, imps, or whatever you want to call them. But this is what he wanted, asking me for to destroy my life. And when he said that, I had to stop. I stopped in my tracks because I was about to commit suicide. Mm-hmm. And I dropped down on my knees and I just surrendered. And then I did a little time for that. I went to trial and everything. And I stood up at the end of the trial and told them my situation. I said, I did this to show y'all that what I did was not on myself. What I did was like I was out there. Had psychologists and everybody, speaking for me. But I said that what I did, I'm gonna take responsibility, And I ended up then doing 10 to 12. I did 10 years. I went from 8 to 10 with the plea bargain, but for me wasting the state time, they upped it for 10 to 12 years. So I ended up doing an extra 2 years for taking them to trial and all that. So and the jury said, why did he stop the trial? Because we was gonna vote for him. Like we was gonna vote that he didn't need to do what he needed. He didn't do what he did on purpose. They was gonna vote for a reason of sanity for me, but I decided to take responsibility, even though I was out there. But I stopped the trial and took the plea bargain, and I ended up doing 10 years, and it changed my life. It just. I don't know if you ever been somewhere where you can't do nothing that you want to do for 10 years, but it really changed my life.
Now, this the part of the segment, right? I know you telling me your testimony.
Yeah.
I want you to look in the camera, right?
All right.
And somebody out there could be or is going through the same thing that you are going through, right?
Yes.
That have been through it or is going through
Yeah.
the psychological, the mental, the depression state. I want you to look at the camera.
Mm-hmm.
And I want you to give them some type of words of wisdom when they don't have no hope at all, when they thinking about clocking out.
Yes.
I'm going to turn it over to you, and I just want you to just pour it out so you can get somebody out there some hope.
Thank you. So that's my whole purpose in life, is to motivate, to educate, to let people know that depression is real, mental illness is real, all them disorders, schizophrenic, schizoaffective, autism, all these issues that deal with the mind, they are real. But I want people to know that with God on your side, putting Him first, reading that Bible, that you can overcome anything that the enemy tried to throw on you. When He offer you the world, and you try to be accepted by many people, your peers, they call them your peers. They're not your friends. They're your peers. They're your associates. When people want you to do things that they want to do and you know it's wrong, don't do it. As people say, the old people say, don't go against the grain. Don't go against the grain. If you know you grew up this way and you believe this, well, don't do nothing that goes against your belief system, your foundation. Because it also says, a lot of people say this: if you don't stand for nothing, you will fall for anything. And that's true in every sense, not just falling as physical fall, but you can fall in life. You can lose your job. You can lose your family. You can lose anything that you love because you're not standing for what you believe in. So whatever system you believe in, you Islamic, you Christianity, you Hindu, if you believe in that system of beliefs, stand on it. Stand on those principles that you've been taught. And don't change for nobody. Be yourself. Let the higher power, let God use you in everything you do, and put him first. And I guarantee you that you'll come out on top. And I like to say too, the depression, that I'm big on exercise. I'm big on being out there in the sun. I'm big out there on eating right. You know, you cannot be depressed if you get sunlight. You cannot be depressed if you smile and laugh and be with family and friends. Don't isolate yourself. Don't do it, because it's not worth it. It's not being in a room by yourself, cutting the lights off in the dark, that's having these thoughts in your mind. Be around somebody that's going to make you laugh. Be around somebody that's going to give you joy. Be with somebody that's just go out in the sunlight and just do some jumping jacks. Just do something to get you stimulated, because once you get depressed, it's hard to rebound from that without proper, I want to say, somebody that knows exactly what they're doing. Because I was at a point, I had no resources. I didn't know nothing about depression. I didn't know nothing about no mental illness. I didn't know nothing about anything. Only thing I knew is that I need to get myself together. And when the Lord spoke to me and said, this is what they want, I realized then that I went too far to the left. I need to come back to the right. I need to come back to my first love and do the things that I was taught as a young person, my foundation. So that's what I like to say, Johnny. You know, whatever you've been taught in life and you believe that, stick with that. Don't change for nobody. Don't let anybody tell you that the God is not real. Don't let anybody tell you that a little arsenic, if you eat that food with a little arsenic, it's not going to kill you. And you know that's poison. So don't do it. Don't be a fool, is what I'm saying. Let's do what your parents told you. Your parents didn't lead you wrong, you know. Facts. My parents definitely, they definitely taught me the difference between right and wrong. And I knew better. But I decided to do the wrong thing in life. And it cost me a lot. You know, it cost me a lot, but I realized that it was all worth it in the end. You know, I got a lovely wife that stands by my side. She don't judge me for nothing. She's there one day, and we just laugh all the time. You can ask her. We laugh about everything. We can argue, and then end up laughing about the argument itself. You know, so right. That's how we do. You know, we laugh and we laugh and we laugh. She been through a lot in life too. She been through a lot, and she realized that there's nothing worth it. There's nothing worth your soul. So I just encourage people that once you've been taught and you know what to do, just do the right thing. That's what it comes down to. It. Because in the end, you can have regret. Your conscience is going to eat you alive. Like me, I couldn't handle it. And but God, he knows what I do need. And that's him. Most important, I need him in my life. So that's why I encourage somebody.
That's all right, man. I thank you for that. Yeah. Before we end this segment, you know, I do want to speak upon your business that you and your wife has. Yes. I want you to plug it.
Okay.
Put the information out there so if someone needs it,
okay,
they are able to get a hold of you guys for the product that you have.
Okay.
You know, hey man, my show is about testimonies and businesses. Amen. So at this point right now,
all right,
I want you to look into the camera. If you got a website, Facebook address, phone numbers, and product and service that you got to offer, I want you to reach it and reach the masses of the people.
The name of our business is called Utley Refreshments. Utley Refreshments. We started off as Utley's Herbals. We went to Jesus Juice, and now we officially called Utley Refreshments. The names is very deep as well. But what we do, we make herbal drinks, all natural drinks. She was my wife at the time. When I first met her, she was around 260, 270. She's right now at 153, something like that, 155. She did it all natural. The doctors, she was about to have surgery.
The gastro.
Yeah, the gastro surgery, bypass surgery. And I told her, I said, you can do this naturally. And so we not only just do weight loss, we do high blood pressure, high cholesterol, arthritis, ED for those who have ED and things of that nature. Okay. It really helps out. Our drinks are all natural. We have a special going on now. You can buy 3 gallons for only $60. They are like $30 to $35 a gallon. So basically, you can buy 2 and get 1 free. You can reach us at 252-366-6033. Also on Facebook, you can look my name up, Thomas Utley, or my wife's name. She have to change her name. She has Sandy Lewis up there, Sandy Marie Lewis. We just got married Thursday, so it's still fresh. And we also on Instagram on the Utley Refreshments. We're on TikTok as Utley Refreshments. You can inbox us on any of those social medias, or you can call us once again at 252-366-6033. And they're all natural drinks that can help you with many issues. Because what we believe is we change lives at one sip at a time.
Oh, wow. Hey, man, that sounds good. Once again, man, it was a pleasure, man, meeting you, hearing your testimony, and listening to what you've been through, man, because I know there is more to you.
Yes.
I know there God in you.
Yeah.
So from my mouth to God's ears, God's speed, you keep your eyes where you got them at, dog. Keep them focused on God, man. And
I will.
He ain't gonna let you down.
Nah, never
One
will.
thing I can understand, I can tell you is that God is real
Yes, he is.
and he's reliable.
Double R.
And from everything you have said to me during this whole interview, it's God, God, God. So, long as you know that,
That's it.
hey man, get back in there and start talking to them people, dog. And I put it out there like this: I go with you.
Wow. All right, now. Definitely.
I'll take that walk with you if you want
Okay.
to go speak to the masses, that people that's incarcerated that need to hear some
Yeah.
positive insight.
Yes.
I'll go with you.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Two, what's that? Iron sharpen iron.
Iron sharp
That's
iron
it.
all
That's
day
it.
long,
That's
man.
it,
Hey, on behalf of Uncle Sonny Bigz Show, man, this show was sponsored by the Michael St. Cough brand. I'd like to thank Mr. Thomas C. Utley for coming through tonight and sharing his testimony that put a little fire back up under my feet again. You know what I mean? Because I keep God with me as well.
Amen.
You know, Michael St. Cough, the brand that means something. We are always striving to change our family's financial future. That's the part of the St. Cough brand. And they sponsored the show, Lyles Media Group, and Biggs Barbecue.
Okay.
So on behalf of my sponsors for tonight, we like to say thank you. And we'll see you next Monday night because we'll have the city councilman, Jabari Walker, sitting down next Monday night live. Good night and God bless.
Yeah. Yeah. Ball on you. They don't chill for real. Yeah. Laying low, turn on the big show, what's the blend? Uncle Sonny on the mic, news like a whirlwind. Current events got the streets all wildin'. Top spots, local stars shining, keep smiling. Hip-hop drama, the gossip they spinning. Lyles Media Group, you know we winning. Event stories, yo, we're never missing. Tune to the show, something surreal and glistening. Got the scoop straight from the corner. Exclusive tales, ain't no foreigner. Street lights bright, local heroes rising. Biggs got the heat.